What's up, everybody? I think I have your mic on, Jimmy. I'm not sure. I can't tell if it's yours or not. Uh, do it again.
Hello.
There we go.
Wait, this is not a good radio.
What happened?
I'm just gonna switch.
You're gonna switch. You're gonna switch your area.
I'm gonna switch my headset.
Oh, your headphones.
Bad
Got
headphones. Bad headphones.
So what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the show. The downside is I can't see all of the comments that are going to come through.
Why not?
Because we're doing YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, but I can only watch the Facebook stream from the computer here.
Can we put Twitch on this one?
Well, I mean, so we have the the comments. They're going to be on that screen.
Gotcha.
So if you actually want to turn it,
Can I move? Can I move things?
Yeah, you're going to pop in every so often, see what people are saying. If anybody, I have no fucking idea. Welcome to the show, everybody. We are here. We are live once again.
We have.
I can hear myself.
We have some
Sorry,
technical
that was me.
difficulties. Hold on. I'm gonna just. Where's my camera?
You're right there.
I can't see myself. Can you see me?
I can see you. Yeah,
Can you see me?
Yeah.
All right. Hi.
I can see you. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show, everybody. Jimmy has a 10 count. He's been trying to prepare for the.
Well, we'll just talk about some. Maybe we don't do a 10 count today. Maybe we just talk about some things.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I mean, that's you want to put in the post for the show today. Is what we're going to talk about. We have no idea, but join us in the fun.
Well, whatever. I mean, that's kind of what it's par for the course as of late. So
Yeah.
that's
It
fine.
is hot as fucking balls in this studio right now.
How are balls hot? Like,
I don't know.
I mean, technically,
It's always been a phrase that's bothered me, actually.
well, because their temperature is actually lower than the rest of your body.
Yes.
So that's how the swimmers swim and they don't boil. It's facts. That's why you can't get pregnant in a hot tub.
I don't know about that.
I've never once gotten pregnant in a hot tub. So win for science.
Yes. But that phrase "hot as balls" is always bothered. It's always bothered me actually more than that. And I posted about it on Facebook the other day.
It's like cold as hell.
Yeah.
And weird things.
But shark infested waters.
Yeah, I saw that.
Has always bothered me.
Which I don't understand
So much.
Because sharks are a problem. Okay.
Are they?
There's been whole movies about them. At one point, if you mess with them enough, they develop psychic powers.
No, they didn't. You did. Actually, no. Your wife and or mother would develop psychic powers in connection with the shark.
But the shark also had the power. Like the two of them were in.
Are we really going into a Jaws the Revenge plot right now?
Jaws the Revenge is probably
don't say it.
Probably
don't.
the fourth greatest Jaws film of all times. I'm trying to think. Are there only 4?
Yes, there's only 4. Yes.
We had what was his name? Sir Ian Kane, right? He was in that movie, wasn't he?
No, Michael Caine.
Michael Caine, Ian Kane.
Michael Caine
they're all British. They all sound alike.
But yeah, no, the like shark.
He needed a new boat, so
no, it was a house.
He needed a new house.
He was building a house, and he ran out of money for it. So they're like, "You want to go in the Bahamas for like 3 weeks and film this movie?"
Like,
and he's like, "Fucking awesome!"
He was awesome. So I mean, Jaws.
He's never seen the movie, which is perfectly fine.
I mean, he doesn't need it. He lived it.
He did.
He lived the revenge.
He definitely did. The only good thing about
that, how the people in Star Wars have never seen Star Wars. It's because they lived the wars.
Pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
My
God.
The only good thing about that movie is when it's towards the end of it, thankfully, but it's the when he takes him to the boat with Michael Burry's mom trying to find the shark. And he's in his little puddle hopper plane,
Mm-hmm.
and shark pops out of the water, and he's just like, "Oh shit!" and goes back. And that's the only good thing about that movie, is that. And the thing that bothers me, I've said it before, is the ending of the movie, because there's 2 endings of this fucking movie.
Okay.
Ending 1, stab shark just collapses and falls in the water, and Hoagie, Jake, lives after being eaten by the shark, and he's just floating in the friggin' water and survived. And then there's ending number 2, which is the one that I think we've all seen, where he just has with the boat, and then for no reason it explodes.
The shark explodes. Yeah. Well, because that's how sharks do explode if you hit them in the right spot.
Do they?
Yeah, that's why when you're.
It's like, so basically, what you're saying is the sharks are like the Death Star. If you hit them in the perfect spot, they'll explode.
That's why if you need
so sharks are the Death Star of the ocean.
So if you need to surf a shark back to land, you punch him in the nose, because that will make them explode.
It's a hard reset.
It's a hard reset, and it puts them into safe mode.
Okay,
you can
got it.
But no, shark infested waters. That's the thing.
Because we learned that in Batman with Adam West.
Yes, you punch
shark repellent spray, where the fuck he had.
Yeah, the shark repellent thing. But yeah, no, shark infested waters is a thing because they pop up anywhere.
It's their home.
Not all. No, there's a whole big ocean. Okay, they don't need to be in a
where
spot
the food is.
Where I am. Okay. I don't go into the deep sea, into the coral reef, and go fuck with their shit. I'm just trying to boogie board, dude.
You don't go in submarines that go see the Titanic.
Hey, listen, you know what? I mean, we're not going to go there.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago.
I just, any loss of life, no matter what.
And there were ha-has that were had in the show, but I was very open. I was like, I feel bad for at least the 19-year-old kid that was on there, and everybody else but the owner, because that guy was told this is unsafe.
No. And that's a problem.
And he was like, it's unsafe. Okay, and it went.
Well, I mean. There's exploration. I can't word today.
Exploration.
Many things when you explore are very unsafe. The going around the world in a boat and a guy in a hot air balloon, and there's some safety protocols you don't got to go. But I mean, this one was a little weird. I mean, I heard it was. It was
controlled by a Logitech controller,
by a remote control, and
like the off-brand PlayStation controller. Like when you don't want to get an actual spend $80 in the PlayStation one, you get the Logitech one.
I mean, they work just fine, I guess.
They do, except for controlling submarines.
But
but people,
it is a tragedy. But they didn't run into any sharks because
they did not,
because there was no shark infested water, because it's infested. It's like bees. You have an infestation of bees. Yes, the nature is the bee's home, but I don't want it around me. I'm not going to go, oh my God, the bees. No, I'm not. Okay. I'm going to get rid of them.
It did not hit her.
I did not. I'm going to stab the shark. Don't punch it in the correct spot because it will explode.
Yeah, but that's stabbing it.
That is stabbing it.
And stab in the spot, it'll explode. You punch it in the nose, it's the hard reset.
You just look at sharks in general because, you had Jaws, which was the thing, and then the Jaws movies, which got progressively worse. And then we had Sharknado. And, that's just horrifying. Could you imagine? The premise is ridiculous, but seriously, could you imagine if sharks just got flung up in tornadoes and then...
just
started landing, and it's a horrifying thing. And they made a spoof on that, which isn't kind of really a spoof, but it is a spoof, where they have Zombie-nado, where it is the dead that are wrapped up in tornadoes, and it is as bad as you think it is. Okay, your Sharknado is ridiculous. The Zombie-nado is just. I would love to see a mashup where the two
zombies
movies,
and sharks,
where the two movies collide,
a crossover,
and do a crossover. But there's one zombie that gets put up in the wrong tornado because he got the memo wrong. He didn't check his Twitter account or some shit. So then, yes, in my universe, zombies have Twitter. And bites a shark, and now we have zombie sharks in tornadoes.
So you're talking about shark movies and how awful they have progressively become. There's been great ones. I thought the Meg was good.
I didn't see it.
Shark Week, I think, was the one that was.
Isn't that a show on the Discovery Channel?
But it is. But there's a movie. It was Shark Week. I can't remember what it was. It came out 2017, 18.
47 meters down.
Maybe earlier than that. But it was. That was a good one. But then there's ones that I came across on Amazon Prime last night.
Yeah, you were saying that. So.
We have Noah's Shark. And
I'm looking this up right now.
The little trailer that plays before it, I watched the whole thing, and it's it's so bad. The animation is just total crap. like most B-list Amazon movies. It's to the point where it has no rating on Rotten Tomatoes. It's nothing at all. And then another one that I came across while scrolling, trying to find something to
Noah
watch.
Shark, holy shit.
Yeah, watch the trailer later today and let me know what you think of this fucking.
I'd vote for a shark for president. You know what you get. I mean, aren't all politicians just sharks?
Yes.
Um,
And then there was Sharks of the Corn.
Yo, see, like that would be not good.
Well, hold on.
I don't know how you would do that.
Hold on, but I left.
Oh, I see the chat. Sorry, Jeff. I'm terrible.
I left one small bit of information from Sharks of the Corn.
Okay.
It is Stephen Kang's Sharks of the Corn.
Stephen Kang. See, now that's just clever.
You
You know.
And again, I watched the trailer for it yesterday, and I'm like, these are two movies that me and Jimmy have to sit down one day
and just riff
that would be cool. And make fun of them.
Maybe we could do that on like a stream. That would be interesting.
Oh yeah. Well, something else that I saw, which I think would be fun. Yes, and then Land Shark as well, Jeff. Land Shark is another. It's a beer as well.
Yeah, I know. But Land Shark was an SNL skit.
Yes, it was
long ago. It was old when I was born. But that's the new thing I've been saying. Not to get off topic, but anytime like a song comes on, and you know where I work, and you know the things, and the average age of the associate is like 20, and I'm sitting here at almost 40. And then,
trust me, I know.
And then an older song would come on, and some of the kids would actually sing it, and I'd be like, "Damn, you know that song?" And they go, "Yeah," and I go, "That song was old when I was born." And they look at me and they go, "Fuck, you're old." And I'm like, "I hate you. I hate all of you."
Well, it's like Alyssa, my girlfriend. She's like, "I'm turning. I'll be 29 in September." I'm like, "I don't fucking care."
I mean, hey, 29.
I was like, stop rubbing it in. I'm gonna be 40.
Well, you could be 29 too.
I could be.
Just say you're 29. No one can prove you're wrong.
Hey, Marco, fuck off. So Jeff's texting the group chat right now, and he said that we should do a MST 3K style show.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And Marco goes, "I'd show up for that."
Yeah, and I think what we should do is we should just riff track one of our old shows. That would be interesting.
That would be.
So Noah's
Shark and Stephen Kang's Sharks of the Corn.
What is the plot of Sharks of the Corn?
I don't know. I didn't go that far into it.
I'm on it.
I'll tell you right now. I'm
just gonna pull it up on my phone.
I'm already here, I believe. It was Sand Sharks as well. Sand Sharks was one of them. And there's also the usual 3-headed shark attack, 4-headed shark attack. So strange things are happening in Druid Hills, Kentucky. People are saying there are large great white sharks swimming in the corn stalks. Meanwhile, serial killer Teddy Bo Lucas is arrested for killing dozens of people using shark teeth.
That's awesome. Like that's clever. That is someone who needs to funnel some money really quickly. And they decide to make a crazy movie.
It's
actually that's kind of part of the quote unquote 10 count. There's a whole series that I wanted to talk about one day. Maybe I'll do a whole review on it one day, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. But there was something I saw the other day. Speaking of this whole new idea, we're riffing right here, right now, with this MST3K style thing. Came across a video on YouTube from a page called, I think it's No Rolls Barred.
Where's my camera? Hello.
Yeah, I think it's called No Rolls Barred. It's like a gaming YouTube channel, and what they did was they played Trivial Pursuit, but their rule was you could only give fake answers, and the only way you could earn your little colored triangle thing is if you made the other person laugh with your fake answer.
So it's kind of like Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah, only you're riffing it. You're not like you don't have options. You're off the top of your head.
Off the top of your head.
And I'm like, this would be something fun even just for you and I to do, but 4 of us together,
That could be fun times. That would be
hilarious. But yeah, so so when we were on 2 weeks ago, Jeff and I went very much in depth for a good bit about the best Batman and best Bruce Wayne. And you weren't here for the discussion, but
Yeah.
I know, but we talked a bunch of times about who
George Clooney,
who you thought the best.
100%. George Clooney, best Batman. Val Kilmer, best Bruce Wayne. Can't even say that with a straight face.
I know you can't.
No, hands down, Michael Keaton, best Bruce Wayne of all times. I will die on that hill.
Yes.
I mean, I guess I don't know. Batman. I would lean Keaton again, only for like the first one and the second one too. But what the freaking Twilight guy, man.
Rob Pattinson.
Yeah, I was
puzzlingly surprised at how well he did.
I was puzzlingly surprised myself. I said puzzingly.
Jimmy, you're pulling on the cord for your camera and it's wiggling up and down.
It's shaky cam. It's shaky cam. Sorry.
What the fuck's going on with this fucking Jimmy's camera?
I was trying to. It actually ties into the 10
count.
But no, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm really glad that they didn't do the thing that I thought they would have done. Which, if they were making this a comedy movie, it would have been so much better. You know, the scene in Dark Knight when the fake Batmen go up there with guns and they
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
I'm not wearing hockey pads. I would just like, it would be great if they did the same thing in that movie and the guy's like, what's the difference between you and me? And he goes, I sparkle. Because he was a vampire in Twilight.
Yes, yeah.
And he sparkled.
I get it.
Because I explained it to you.
Yes. No.
Now that you understand.
It wasn't because you explained it to me. I guarantee it.
I sparkle.
What would have been great?
I mean, he was like super emo though the whole time. He was not a good Bruce Wayne. I would say that. Like it was definitely a good Batman story, but it wasn't him kind of going...
Jeff said Keaton is Batman, but maybe Mr. Sparkles is better.
I would say as a Batman, I would say for the year 2, which was the story that they were trying to tell.
Yeah.
Because Batman's already established, but he's still kind of learning things.
Yeah.
But he wasn't
still new.
He wasn't really in like the Bruce Wayne character. I think Christian Bale did a very good job in certain aspects of Bruce Wayne as well.
Yeah. Just buying an entire fucking everybody for that opera and took him on a fucking yacht.
Yeah, because that would be something that he would do. But
so Jeff threw in
Jeff.
Best Alfred. Go. It's Michael Go. It's the guy who played.
Go?
Yeah. Was it Michael Go that played him in all 3 of the original? No, all 4 of the Batman movies.
I don't know. I think what's his name again? Ian Kane. Dean Kane. What's his name?
Is that Dean Kane?
No, Michael Caine, right?
Yeah. So,
Sir Michael Caine.
You know what? I have to go with you on that one.
What's the point?
Michael Caine
doing all them push-ups if you can't lift the bloody log. Like, he's so good. I didn't like. No, listen, because first of all, that Alfred in those movies is a fucking asshole. Okay,
from the original 4.
Yeah, he kept letting people in the fucking Batcave. All right, that should have been a gag that went through the entire. Like he let Vicky Vale in.
Yeah.
Okay, he let freaking Chris O'Donnell in. I'm not even gonna call him Robin. Although he was better than what's his face from Dark Knight Rises, where his name's like Steve, and they're like, "Oh, you should go by your real name."
Oh, yeah.
And what's that, Robin? I forget what his real name was in the movie. It's like how much of a fucking impact you had on me. You're just there. I knew who you were because I saw in your eyes that you were an orphan. No shit, he's Bruce Wayne. You know that his parents are dead.
Yeah.
I saw that pain. What's your name, Robin? And then Alicia Silverstone, same thing. She stumbles into the fucking Batcave. Also, I don't like how they made Barbara Gordon not Barbara Gordon, but Barbara Alfred. I don't even remember if her name was Barbara in the freaking Batman and Robin movie.
I can't. I can't remember if it was or
But
not.
that was supposed to be Batgirl, and that's Jim Gordon's kid, and it wasn't Jim Gordon. It was like, well, Alfred.
Yeah, I
Um,
know. Um,
you should see what's it?
Alan Napier was Jeff's.
Alan Napier.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
from the OG Adam West
Yeah,
Batman.
and I mean, what was his name?
I guess
who played Alfred in?
I guess to specify that like live action movie franchise
Yeah.
Batman, not the
No, not animated series, because then it would just be all of them would just be the animated series.
yeah all of them, all of them. Every answer should be Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Like anybody who says anybody other than Kevin Conroy, then you don't deserve that kind. You don't need that kind of negativity in your life, and just push them off to the side.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, those movies are rough. There's so what was it? The Nostalgia Critic, on YouTube, the channel Awesome. They did a kind of like a fanfic of what if Tim Burton
It was
directed.
Barbara Pennyworth. That was her name in Batman and
that's
Robin.
not Barbara Gordon. And what was her name?
Barbara Pennyworth.
Barbara Penny. Well, that makes sense because Alfred's name's Pennyworth.
Yeah.
But they did a whole the Nostalgia Critic. They did a what if Tim Burton directed the other two Batman movies. It's total fan fiction, but
yeah,
it was actually really good because initially, I don't know if you knew this, in Batman Forever, they were going to get what's his name, Carl Weathers, wasn't he?
He was Harvey Dent.
He was Harvey Dent.
Robin.
So
Batman Returns.
Yeah, so they were going to have him come back as Harvey Dent, and the origin story was going to be kind of similar to what transpired for the actual Two-Face story, and the Riddler was actually going to be Robin Williams.
I would have been 1,000% down with that,
and it would have been much more like the Riddler we got in the Batman, like the story, and there was like a whole subplot with Dent's wife that was going to be in the actual movie. So like they check it out. They're long, so get some popcorn. But they're all very good, very detailed, and I think that the whole channel does a really good job at it. So you should check it out if you want some Batman fanfic or for movies that we should have gotten but didn't.
Yeah.
Instead, we got Bat Nipples and Joel Schumacher's Bright Gotham, which whatever.
Yeah, I fucking hated Neon Gotham.
Look, I mean, he was under Joel Schumacher has been able to make some good movies.
Yeah,
I think because initially, like, have you seen any interviews with Tim Burton when they approached him about Batman Forever, and the studio was just like, "Wouldn't you want to, direct something smaller?" And he goes, "So right then, I knew that they didn't want me to direct the third movie because Batman. I remember last time you saw Batman Returns." But that shit is dark.
It is. Okay? I watched it a week or two ago.
That shit is dark. Holy shit.
Yeah. like I watched it, yeah, because I wanted a little Batman kick. And I watched the original one and Returns, and I started to watch Batman Forever
because you realize that there are better movies.
Well, because so here's the thing. I like that one just for Tommy Lee Jones and for Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Like I could ignore Val Kilmer.
Who hated each other.
I know. I think Jeff. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I know you're watching and texting into my on either chat or my phone, but I believe you're the one that said that when Tommy Lee Jones went and did Men in Black, that he thought comedy acting was being over the top and whatnot, like he was for Batman Forever, because he worked with Jim Carrey and he was kind of riffing off Jim Carrey, and they had to tell him, don't do that. Just be yourself. You are funnier.
Yeah.
As just being your just stone face.
He absolutely hated working with Jim Carrey.
I want some pie. Like that's
yeah, and that's the point. So it would have been really cool to see Robin Williams as the Riddler.
Well, there was a story that came out forever ago that I remember I read.
Was it Batman Forever ago?
No, it was that
Yes, you are correct. He was told to keep it straight.
yeah.
Are we talking about Joel Schumacher?
No,
And is that a joke?
no, Tommy Lee Jones. Who's told
Okay,
to
I
act
gotcha.
straight.
I gotcha.
But the
You get the joke, right?
yeah, I do.
don't have
Yes,
to, I don't
yes.
have to explain that one to you.
No.
It's like, yeah.
But no, there was a story that came out a while ago, and it was that before Stanley Kubrick went with Jack Nicholson for Jack Torrance in The Shining,
Mhm.
Robin Williams auditioned for it, and he was too crazy.
That would have been
Like,
interesting.
They didn't go with him because he was too crazy, and I kind of want to see the audition tape. I kind of want to see what he did, where they went, Nicholson's the better choice.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
But then get crazy for him is like it's probably over the top.
Well, I mean,
it's being Robin Williams.
yeah, but I mean, he's had
That was
movies-
also his cocaine phase.
he's also had movies where he wasn't, super crazy.
Yeah.
What was a 1 hour photo?
Dude, I swear to God, dude, I'm telling you right now, this conversation right now is going the same way that the one with Jeff and I went 2 weeks ago. We went from Batman to Rob Williams to 1 hour photo. It's one the same fucking direction. But yes,
Jeff and I are actually the same person.
that was a freaky movie, and like I told him, is because it was a movie that
that is true. There is funny crazy, and then there is Jack crazy.
That is very true.
Jack Nicholson is, the whole, like, oh my God, I love the movie The Shining. But
Yeah.
it's one of those instances where I, even Kubrick's movie, it's iconic. It's like one of the gold standard benchmarks for horror movies. But the book in itself and the Jack Torrance character in the book is he's likable. You could tell that Jack Torrance in The Shining was beating Shelley Duvall, okay, and just not a good human being. In the books, Jack was struggling with alcoholism.
Yeah.
But you could just tell that this was like,
well, so if you go back to
this was like, we're gonna try this. It's like that family vacation before a divorce, where you take the kid because you want the kids, you love the kid. But even then, I didn't think that Nicholson loved the kid that much.
Do you remember the miniseries they put out for The Shining?
The dude from Wings,
yeah,
where it was a shot for the book.
Yes, well, that's what I'm saying.
That was still rough. King, I think King wrote that or directed that himself.
But what I'm saying is that one kind of followed more
to the book,
book, but almost literal to the book, with the fucking moving bushes outside and
and that was the cool part. I mean, but it was one of those. It's the Stephen King things. Everybody talks about the Stephen King's It and how great it was. But have you watched it? First of all, it's long.
Yeah, 2.5 hours.
For one part, it's gigantic.
Yeah.
And then like the ending with the
battery ass just slime,
the CGI whatever. I mean, they did use a part Pratt, but it was just a giant spider. Just because it worked in the book doesn't mean it's going to work. They also had in the book where Richie and what's his name, the stuttering guy.
Oh,
the one who's the main character.
Yeah, Billy.
Billy.
Is it Billy?
Oh, Billy.
I can't remember.
But yeah, they like get high, and then they like hotbox themselves in the dirt, and they go on a vision quest to like take on Pennywise in his ethereal form, and they have to like hold their tongues and then make the other person laugh, which is why Richie wins because he's a funny guy. But like that was the whole thing where they're telling jokes essentially while holding their tongues in the first person. And then, there's the whole thing.
The whole gang sex thing.
Well, not only that, I was going to get to the part where Bev bangs everybody, But my daddy taught me how to do this, which a lot of King, you are dark.
Yeah.
But there's a whole thing.
I forgot that was a line in the book.
But you got to remember that this whole thing, the whole friend group was them brought together by a giant turtle.
Yeah.
And just like, what? And then the turtle's like, oh, well, you stopped him, so we're going to just make you guys forget that you're friends. And it took Bev's vagina to bring everybody back together. Like, just...
There is
Doesn't donut justice for TV. The miniseries doesn't donut justice. I don't know what donut justice is, but it sounds amazing.
Probably do it. Doesn't do it justice.
Well, I mean, I would love some donut justice.
So would I.
Like Bavarian cream.
That's the new cop spinoff, Donut Justice.
Could you imagine if like Batman's gadgets were just different varieties of pastries?
Apple Danish.
Bear claw rang.
The
smoke pellets are the little Dunkin' Donuts munchkins.
Little munchkins. It's not even smoke. It's just glaze. It shoots them in the air like a sparkler. It runs.
What do you got that we don't have? Diabetes.
Diabetes.
And he's just eating donuts all the time.
There has to be someone reach out to College Humor and Pete Holmes and reignite.
Drugs and drinking will do that stuff. Yes, it will do that stuff.
But bring back College Humor and their Bad Man series with Pete
Batman
Holmes.
Was great,
and do that. I overfed these men. It's one of my. I don't think I've laughed harder at anything, any skits. Than those Bad Man skits. There was something.
I helped create a new bit, Donut Justice 2024. That's actually my pick for president. Donut Justice.
He's from Kentucky. I'm Donut Justice.
I to this day, not to get on the topic of politics, but to this day, I will vote for anybody. I don't care about their political affiliation. Anyone that comes out to Living in America from Rocky IV wearing Apollo Creed's trunks and the Uncle Sam top hat will get my vote 100% of the time.
I won. What the hell was his name from Idiocracy?
Yeah.
I can't remember his full name. I know something Camacho Jr. Yeah. I was on Terry Crews to walk out on not even running, just walk out during the one of the debates. So there's an empty podium, and then music starts playing. He walks out in that fucking Star Spangled Red and Blue tux suit he used to wear.
Yeah.
And just debate everybody, and then just leave. like not even run, just walk out and be like, okay, I'm here. Let's continue.
Yeah, but
with the sleeves torn off.
That's my because you have to be a real American to do that. Because I mean, look what happened with Apollo. He fought for us with the Russian, and
he did,
and then he died.
He dies. He dies.
Which brings me to Creed 3, which I saw, which was actually really good.
Was it?
I'm a little upset what they did with what's it called? With not putting Rocky into the story at all. Because there's apparently some backstory with
he didn't want to.
Well, there was some backstory with it, so I don't know if it was because I know it wasn't Michael B. Jordan because I think Jordan directed the movie.
So what happened was
somebody took the rights to Rocky from under him.
The company, well, he hasn't had rights since the first movie came out. He's had no rights to it, and he wanted the rights back because or at least some portion of the rights.
Well, he
back.
got the rights back for Balboa,
so he could pass the Rocky franchise off to his kids, and whatnot, and they refused. Right? No, we're not giving you the franchise rights.
He got it back to do Balboa because he wanted to do Balboa.
Well, I don't think he got it back. I think it was more like, here, we're lending this to you.
I don't know, but
he didn't get anything back, so he said, I'm not going to be in it. Then I'm not going to do. He said Michael B. Jordan came to me and said, we're doing a movie. And these guys aren't involved in it, I will do it in a heartbeat. Yeah. He said, but I'm not going to be involved.
Well, he's apparently
with the people that stole money from my fucking pocket.
He's working on something, man. I don't know.
Is he?
But I would love to see Rocky versus Adonis Creed. That would be great.
You think so?
It would be awesome. I want Rocky to win, because he's a million years old and Adonis is, in the prime time of his life. Rocky V is still my favorite Rocky film of all time. It really is. Rantlers.
I was trying to think. Was it 5 that he says Rantlers?
Yeah.
You knock him down. Everybody, look out the silicone here on the roof.
Rantlers.
It's just the gip.
You knock him down. Why don't you try knocking me down now?
There's nothing.
Tommy Gunn only fights in the ring. My ring's outside.
He fucking just wrote himself to be.
That movie.
He wrote himself to be completely fucking brain dead.
Damage. And then in Balboa, they're like, nope, he got better. you know.
Remember you saw in the 5th movie? Well, stem cell research.
Well, there was a whole there's a work print going around of the actual Rocky 5, which was a lot more in depth than it still wasn't great, but it was much more akin to a Rocky film. But yeah, Creed 3 was pleasantly. I think Michael B. Jordan did a fantastic job directing, because I think he directed it.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a cool tale. I didn't like the fact that Rocky was such a big part of Adonis's life, and I guess because of the studio and Stallone and all the things, they kind of like cut out the Rocky influence in there. And you know, when they're trying to set up Adonis's friend to fight the champ, they kind of alluded to Rocky and Apollo, because you got this, you know, washed up has-been underdog versus the current champ. And the line was kind of throwaway. It was like, if Apollo could give Rocky, you know, some dude from Philly a shot at the title, why can't we do this? And it was just like that's what you give him, not like, oh my God, Rocky was such an influence and all this stuff.
So real quick, so for right now, Stallone has aired his issues with the original Rocky producer, Irwin Winkler, who the actor claims has been holding the rights to Rocky hostage. And last year, he urged Winkler to resolve the matter and give him back the rights that he believes are his, because he wrote the first movie.
He wrote the book. He wrote the first movie, and he directed it.
Every one. I think he wrote every single one of them, or at least had a part in writing every one of them. Until that happens, he has ruled out any further involvement on screen as part of the franchise. He previously said, it's never going to happen. It was a deal that was done unbeknownst to me by people I thought were close to me, and they basically gave away whatever rights I would have had. At the time, I was so excited to be working.
I do want a Tic Tac Anna. Do you have any?
And I didn't understand this is a business. Who knew Rocky would go on for 45 years? I've never used one line of dialogue from anyone else, and the irony is that I don't own any of it. The people who have done literally nothing control all of it.
Yeah, and it's a shame, but I will tell you this. So one of the things that the cinematography in Creed 3 was great.
I still have to watch it. I actually haven't watched. I haven't watched any of the Creeds yet.
Dude, they're so good.
I mean,
do you like Rocky?
Yes.
Okay, so Creed is just like Rocky.
Yeah, it's almost the same
just
thing.
A lot more people look like Apollo. Okay. It's the truth. It's the same movie.
Yes.
Okay. Like it's almost the same movie. Adrian's hotter.
Adrian.
Well, real Adrian's dead, but I mean Michael B. Jordan's love interest in the movie.
They're Adrian.
Yeah. She's super hot. And she's deaf. She goes deaf. Spoilers. But you know, so then
damn, man.
So then she can't hear you anymore. So yay. Plus all around. Super hot.
It's like, hey.
And she can't hear me. This is wonderful. No, but Creed is just like Rocky. Creed 2 is more like a mashup of Rocky 2 and Rocky 4.
Okay.
Because they fight the Russian.
Yeah.
And then 3, you know, seemed like Rocky 3, but it was also kind of like Rocky 5 without all the comedy, you know, because without the brain dead, because the antagonist is
brain damage.
The antagonist is his buddy from when they were kids, and the buddy got sent to jail, and now he's out of jail, and Adonis is kind of like trying to help him.
Okay.
And you know, kind of like that Tommy Gunn thing where, you know, Rocky was trying to give Tommy Gunn a chance in the big time. But I'll tell you what, I was a little weirded out at first, but the fight scene at the end where it's Adonis and his buddy, and they're fighting. It's not like your typical Rocky fight. You know, it's not, you know, the flashbacks in the ring with them just kind of doing the montage thing. It's a whole different scene, and I thought it worked. And I was watching it, and at first I was like, what is going on here? And I'm like, oh my God, this is actually the perspective of the two fighters that are fighting each other. You just got to watch it. It's very good. 2 thumbs, way up.
Way up. Wow. But so,
and that's my rant about Creed 3.
That's okay. But Jeff and I, so we were talking the Batman Bruce Wayne thing, but I wanted to give you and I something to talk about for a little while.
Sure.
Something I think that we probably couldn't go really far into it because it's because it's not something that's really talked about a whole lot. I mean, the big one. So we all know the curtain call.
Yeah.
We all know Shawn, Kevin, Scott, and Triple H hugging in the ring.
Paul.
And we all know
his name's Paul.
Yes. And we all know
you
that
just use all their real names, and then you're like Triple H.
Well, not really, because Shawn was Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, which is who they were.
Yeah, but you didn't say Shawn Michaels, Razor.
Oh, sorry, Diesel. Sorry, yes, and Paul,
and then Hunter Hearst Helmsley,
and Paul.
Because he wasn't, and his name's Paul.
So,
or just say Hunter.
But so, and we know that Paul was punished for it because they couldn't punish Shawn because he was the champion.
He was the champ.
They couldn't punish Kevin or Scott because they're going
quit.
Yeah, because they're going to WCW, where the big boys play. Mm-hmm. It's the adjective play. It's
one of the greatest promos of all time.
It's and by the way, before anybody jumps on me, I know that's not an adjective. I'm quoting Kevin Nash directly.
Listen,
on live TV.
If you don't know that quote, then you are too young to watch this podcast. Okay. We say some shit on here. All right. You need to get parents' permission.
And then so they had to punish Paul. And he went for a year with like
you can just call him Hunter or
straight,
Triple H.
Just straight,
stop calling him Paul.
Straight losses.
Oh yeah. He was supposed to win King of the Ring.
He lost the Ultimate Warrior in Warrior's return match in 96, whatever it was, in like 35 seconds.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to win King of the Ring. Because of that, Stone Cold won it. We got the iconic Austin 316 promo, and it's history from that point forward. But I've always wondered what other career paths were altered because of that.
Because of the curtain call?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like were there any other paths in the company that you think were
other than Stone Cold?
Yeah, other than Stone Cold. Like do you think there's any other career paths that were altered in some way? I mean, it's hard to it's
well, yeah. I mean,
it's hard to say definitely because not a lot were around from that time through the Attitude Era.
Yeah,
to get that
there was also
skyrocketing propulsion they got.
Yeah, but there was also a shift in fans and the way that they do things because the curtain call. Because back then you didn't break kayfabe. Heels ran with heels, baby faces ran with baby faces.
Unless you were Taker and you have a fucking photo of you in a tour bus.
Yeah,
with like everybody in the bus with you.
But he's Undertaker.
Yes.
But I because Bret Hart was also one of the people that they were pushing at the time. You had the double turn with Austin and Bret at with the submission with
Ross became a baby face without doing anything.
Yeah,
he just didn't tap.
But he wasn't, and it was kind of the birth of the anti-hero in that, you're not your white meat baby face. So I think the curtain call, I don't think it really influenced anything more than just giving the Smarks vindication.
Yeah.
On what they've been suspecting all along.
But the flip side to it would be had
Goldust, maybe I don't know.
But the flip side of it would be if they didn't punish Hunter and he went on to win King of the Ring, would Stone Cold have gotten that rocket on his back later on, or do you think that it's one of those things? I always said that I wonder. I was like, what would happen if Hunter actually won the King of the Ring? I mean, Austin 316 would never have happened. You know what I mean?
It would have happened.
Well, I don't think so because the whole point, the whole build was Jake Roberts.
Yeah, and he was
quoting the Bible, and that was an off the cuff promo. And then the next night on Raw, there's Austin 316 signs and the whole nine.
What if in an alternate reality when the curtain call either didn't happen or Vince didn't punish Hunter?
Vince didn't say, we're at a house show and it's like goodbye to your friends. We aren't going to be here anymore. We're going to punish you, which is a dick move, really, when you think about it.
It was a lot of the guys in the back that were giving him shit about it. And I think Vince was in that. But
You think Vince was like kind of like
well, if that never
back into the corner?
if that never happened, you know, if the curtain call never happened,
we would have seen Terra Ryzing come back to WCW.
okay, like if the curtain call never happened, I think that Stone Cold would have married Stephanie McMahon and
been the COO of the company.
And he would have been Steve the Game Austin. He would marry Stephanie. He would become the CEO of the company.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think just really their two lives just swapped that day.
You think so?
Yeah. And in an alternate reality, we have WWF because
the Pandas didn't influence anybody.
The Pandas did not influence anyone. And I think Stone Cold in that alternate reality is running Raw.
Is running the company.
Raw is 2 hours and not 3.
It's not 3 hours. SmackDown is 4 hours.
And SmackDown is not here because we don't need that much wrestling in our lives.
Because what? Because at this point, yeah, we have what 4 nights of wrestling, 5 nights of wrestling now.
I don't count AEW, so
because well, I mean, you can say don't count it, but it's still 2 nights of wrestling a week.
Not my wrestling company.
It's
that's not my WCW. Although it is WCW.
Yes, it is.
Like we talked about that.
Yeah, you have Monday Night Raw, Tuesday NXT, Wednesday Dynamite, nothing on Thursday yet. Friday SmackDown, Collision on Saturdays, and then pay-per-views on Saturdays or Sundays.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like
they're premium live events.
I'm sorry, PLEs.
Premium live events.
I hate they changed the premium.
Well, because they're not pay-per-views.
That's right.
AEW does pay-per-views.
Yes.
You know,
I forget. Yeah, because they're still on Peacock now, so it's not a pay-per-view anymore.
I'm honestly trying to figure out how to get my VPN to say that I live in like Europe.
Why?
Because the network is still in Europe.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. The network is still a thing in Europe. It's not Peacock.
You know, so it's just here in the States, maybe even Canada, because, you know, I liked my $9.99. All right. It was the slogan. I bought into that, man. I primarily for the archive footage. I know that they have it on Peacock.
You can still pay $9.99.
But
you just get more shit now.
But I don't care about that. I want to watch. I want to see the episode on Raw where DX comes out dressed up as the Nation of Domination. That's not on Peacock.
I know it's not.
Okay, but you know what is on Peacock?
What?
I don't know. I had something. I had something. But no, there's some of the stuff that's on Peacock that is very controversial. That there's stuff on Raw that happened that were very controversial that they didn't remove on Peacock, but they removed that.
Yeah.
And granted, you know, hindsight is 2023. But
Tic Tac.
Anna, I'm waiting.
Wait for Tic Tacs. Bring them over.
But I'm so mad I forgot those. But you know, it is a snapshot in the time, and you know, I don't know, man.
Rock just came from the bathroom.
Yeah. It was brilliant.
Just felt the Croc was cooking.
I mean, it was brilliant. It wasn't like let's take out the Scott Hall and the Hawk where they pretended to be drunk alcoholics.
Yeah, and they used their own problems for storyline.
Why do we not take that out?
Yeah.
Okay, why do we not take out the freaking what the girl that Kane raped?
Oh, Katie Vick.
Yeah. Like, why do we not do that? Why don't we take that shit out? But no, some guys that throw some paint on their face, you know, it's like people pick and choose what they want to be angry about.
Yeah.
And I get it. Fine. But, you know, it's like the Chris Benoit thing. Chris Benoit went crazy and killed his whole family. You know, good wrestler.
Yes, 100%. I mean,
but Michael Jackson. A lot of shit happened in Neverland.
Yeah.
This shit just got dark.
Well, Paul Heyman, I'm sure you saw the video, the clip of him talking about Benoit. Great wrestler, you know, great performer, but as a person, fuck him.
But that's my point. You you put up, because the network was doing that whenever there was an episode on any of the archive footage with Chris Benoit, and they talked about how
he disappeared.
well,
Oh no, there's a warning.
Well, there's a warning. So, why can't you do that for other things?
Put the warning before the episodes of Raw or SmackDown that people might, see from 1998, and
don't get it twisted though. Like, wrong is wrong if it's done in such a way that is, let's call it what it is, blackface.
Yes.
If it's done in that vein, then yeah. But if DX just went in there without it on and just did voices, like, it wouldn't have been the same.
Yeah.
It would have been ridiculous. And, again, not saying this right.
But also remember that at that time, I am 99.99999% sure that Vince went to Mark Henry,
they all loved
Godfather, to Farouk, and said, "Look, we're going to do this. Are you okay with it? If not, we won't do it," because I don't think Vince is the kind of dickbag. He's a dickbag, but I don't think he's that big of a dick to go out there and do blackface and change your voices and whatnot.
But that wasn't.
But it was to further the storyline between DX and the Nation, and Farouk. They've all got a record saying that it was. They
were fine with
it. They loved it.
So again, like, wrong is wrong, but I truly think that you're missing out on certain things, due to, I don't know, sensitivity.
So speaking of Benoit, sensitivity and stuff like that, I got something I want to say, and thankfully the person involved in this whole thing will not see this because they have been blocked from my Facebook. And if they do see it, then fuck them. So there's a wrestling company that does shows in Philly 2-3 times a year called Battleground Championship Wrestling.
Okay, I think I've seen this on your Facebooks.
Yeah, and they work with and also Icons of Wrestling is part of it. And and I'm also going to go to Icons of Wrestling because they have people there that I want to fucking meet so and so.
Because they're icons.
Yeah. So this past weekend, 2 weeks ago, Danhausen was supposed to be there,
and he's that guy that wears like the skeleton face paint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, got it.
And he curses you. So at a buddy that was going, I said, "I'm working. I can't go. Tell me how much Danhausen is. I'll cash app you and get me an autograph from Danhausen."
Okay.
So I go on Twitter the day before, and I saw that Danhausen pulled from the show, and I was like, "Why did he pull from the show?" Went to the comments on Twitter. Was reading something that went to another buddy of mine, and I was like, "What's going on with Icons and people pulling out of it?" And I won't say any names because I've been told this person has to go after people legally for defaming his character. But he's a former promoter of a company that Tony Khan now owns.
Okay.
And he had been caught trying to do not great things with minors. And so he was fired from that company and the whole nines. Now he works for BCW and for Icons of Wrestling. So I went and I made a very, very vague post. I was like, "Look, this company announced a show from any weekend, but there's more shows you can go to that don't have not great people working for them. So go check out GCW, go check out where, but just try to avoid this one because I don't want, you want to go into a creepy friggin'.
We lost one.
Creepy friggin' people." So, so one of my friends messaged me on Facebook and she's like, "I have to unfriend you because you're talking about Battleground." I was like, "That's fine." So I'm speaking my mind about something that I feel people should know. If you have to unfriend me about this, then knock yourself out. I'm not going to, no sweat off my back. I don't care. I'm going to continue to talk shit about wrestling until this guy's not involved with it anymore. So I'm at work the other day. I get a message request. I open the message up, and it's from some dude I don't know. But he sent me a screenshot of my post. And I'm like, "Oh, so this bitch screenshotted my post and sent it to whoever else works for Icons to message me and harass me." So we're going through this whole thing, and him and I are going back and forth about how much of a shit person this guy is. So I'm saying to my buddy Chris, and I was like, and Chris is like, "Dear God, this is horrible. I'm like, yeah, I know. This dude's fucking nuts. And he goes, ask him about Benoit, Hall of Famer, no. So I was like, yo, man, Benoit, Hall of Famer, no. He was absolutely a great wrestler. I was like, you're a shitbag. And then he blocked me. And before he blocked me, and this is 100% true, before he blocked me, he sent me a message and he said, okay, 229 South Church Street. And then he unsent the message. It was my old address at the house CB and Just Dancing. And I'm like, fucking really, man? Like you're going to defend this dude so hard they're going to look up my fucking address, make it be known that you know my address, and then unsend the message. So I messaged that girl back. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why do that? Like, why screenshot something where I mentioned nobody by name, nothing at all. I just said, avoid this company because shit people work for them. And then you went and screenshot it, sent it to who the fuck knows who else. And now I'm getting harassed by people that I don't know, letting me know they know my address and making vague ass fucking threats because I talk shit on a pedophile. Like you're all gonna die on the. You're all choosing to die on the. I'm gonna defend a pedophile hill right now because that's a weird hill to die on.
Amen.
If
somebody ever did that to me, I don't know, man.
I'm sitting there like, that's a weird ass hill for you to die on, guys.
If someone screenshotted a photo of an old address of mine and sent it to me, if we were in a controversial conversation or whatever, I would just be like, I mean, go. I'm not there.
Yeah, knock yourself out. And then
I would, honestly, I'd be like, all right, tell me the time.
Yeah, I'll be outside.
All right, and then because I think my my old house on Collins is I think it's like an apartment complex now. They took the deli out.
Did they really?
Yeah, they took the deli out and they made it's like a 4 or 5 unit home now. That's just so weird. And first of all, I mean, for where did he get the information for your old address? Is it LinkedIn?
Well, no. So I googled. So I was like, how the fuck did he?
Did you Google yourself?
So yeah, I googled Lynn Creighton address.
Yeah,
and the only one that pops up is that old address. My current one doesn't pop up.
But that's weird. Like, why is your address online?
It's one of those things that they have those things where you can search people and they pay a certain amount of money. You can get their fucking background check and the whole nine. Like some jobs use that kind of stuff to do background checks and whatnot and make sure they're not fucking criminal. But if you just type it in, it'll give you a little preview.
But Johnny Come Blow Me shouldn't be able to get that stuff.
No, no, it just pops up. Well, my assumption is it pops up the most recent or the most recent previous address. So it doesn't give you the current unless you pay the $10 a month, whatever the hell it is. And
I don't know, man.
Which is still fucking stupid.
Well, I mean, still, people
like even dark web people have to do some work to find somebody's fucking address.
Good for him. I mean, let him show up to your old apartment. And,
yeah, look over Lynn Creighton.
Who? Kana. But that's just so I don't see. This is why I don't understand the interwebs and the Facebooks, and I'm really
it's bad it won't catch on, right?
I'm really hoping that this trend dies soon. I learned a lot of new things over the last couple of weeks. Months actually. I recently learned what a thought is.
Yeah.
And I was
excuse me.
Bless you.
Sorry for yelling.
And a thruple. I found out what those were. And then I found out that there were trends, and I guess these are old now, where people were going into bathrooms and stealing soap dispensers.
What?
And posting TikTok videos. This is what I don't understand.
That's a new one for me.
People were going into the bathrooms and they were vandalizing the bathrooms. To the point where a Burlington City High School apparently is down to one bathroom because they stole all the shit in the other ones.
Jesus Christ.
And these are kids, it's like a TikTok trend. And so I don't understand it. I don't understand the greater, universe that is the internet and social media. Like I said, my Facebook page is just basically there so that, I can look at other people. I don't post anything anymore. I'm too afraid. If I post something about my emus on Wednesday, someone's from the emu coalition will.
I'm sure Emu Wednesday, man.
They'll come to my door and they'll be like, "You shouldn't be, persecuting emus or something." I don't need that in my life. You know, it's just easier to just not deal with it.
Just remind me that the fucking Bill Burr was I think it was the I'm sorry you feel that way when it's just like, I'm sorry to anybody who owns Shar-Pei puppies.
Yeah,
I didn't mean to say they're ugly ass dog.
but they are. They're genetically bred with a defect.
That's pugs.
Same thing.
Pugs are defective dogs.
All dogs.
And I know this because I have a pug in my house.
All dogs go to heaven.
Do they though?
I saw a movie. Must be true.
And Burt Reynolds is there.
Burt Reynolds.
Don DeLuise.
Glorious mustache.
Burt Reynolds and his glorious mustache.
I'm not gay, but I'd ride that stash.
It's kind of hard to now. It's
stick him up.
Not really. Rick and Morris, that's it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like a Brillo pad, man.
Here we are talking about dead Burt Reynolds and riding his mustache. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I just know. So I learned that was a trend. I also learned that there's another trend where people would like try to break into other people's homes and not die.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Like, okay, so here's my thing. I thought that the apex
was Tide Pods.
Was the Tide Pods, right? Like some people, they fucked around and they found out.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this looks like those little shark candies. And then they died.
Yeah.
And then everybody should have just been like, maybe we should do that. But they didn't. They just kept going. And things have been.
What is every dumb voice you make? Every idiot you try to make fun of has the same.
Because that's their dumb voice. Okay.
Do it again.
No, it has to be appropriate.
I'm sorry.
But just like. It blows my mind how stupid people are. Again, I've worked in the service industry for over 20 years. 20 years, the same job, and I've seen all the people. And you can't tell me
I've seen all the stupid.
You can't tell me that the internet and all the modern technologies and conveniences that we have improved us as a society.
It hasn't.
It has made us so dumb. Like literally someone will stand there when a problem happens and they just stand there.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't do anything. And you're like, can I help? Not working. And then I go, you just got to push the button. And it's you ever seen the video where it's like a bunch of people on an escalator and then the escalator stops?
Yeah. And they stand there
and nobody moves.
Yes.
That's where we are today. Okay. We wouldn't know what to do.
There is
if we couldn't grab our phones and immediately look up information or a how to. Nobody figures things out on their own anymore.
So that was
I hate to sound like that old guy, but I am that old guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I don't know. When things happen, I just go, fuck it. Let's try to figure it out.
So where I work, and I'll put it out there, Five Below. It's it's
you're not Five Below anymore. You're now Five Beyond.
Well, there's a section of Five Beyond, but we're still Five Below.
You're below beyond the below.
Beyond the below. Below me.
Like what is in your beyond section?
It's stuff that's like so it ranging from like $7 to like $25. But it's like
do you guys have the PS5?
No,
because I buy that from you.
Like we have this one thing people keep buying.
You have PS5 at home, and it's just like a
it's just a cardboard box. It's a personal little AC unit, and it's I think it's pour water in it, and it just pumps out cold air.
Put it on your chest.
Like people say we have like desk fans, but no, we have this like weird cooling unit thing. Does it work? I have no fucking idea because I haven't tried it yet. But people come in like this thing really works. Like it sits like it's like a desk fan. So one area will be kept cool, but then this fucking thing works. The pain is you keep refilling with water every so often. But other than that, it actually works pretty well. I'm like, that's good to know. I should bring it to this fucking studio.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
So but yeah, so we just got self checkouts.
A lot of places are going to that.
And I know that Wawa has them as well because I went there on
I don't know why you're saying that. I don't know why it's relevant.
Well, I'm just saying Wawa in general. Like I know Wawa has them well because I went there on the way here.
Here's the thing, real quick, before you go off on your little tirade about self checkouts, I've been seeing a lot of hate.
Well, not about self checkouts. It's about dumbasses and self checkouts.
Well, yeah, because
not about self checkouts.
I get that because certain ones are only a card only, and they come up there and it says
it pops up card warning. Only. This is card only. Do you want to continue?
And
you hit
yes. And then I didn't realize that it was just cash. And then Just have cash. And then well, you literally had to hit the button.
Yeah.
Somebody hit the charity roundup thing. It clearly says, would you like to round up for charity? And they hit yes. And then they're like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then you go, well, why'd you hit yes?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. Yes, you did. Don't lie to me. Do not lie. But here's the thing about self-checkouts, kids. All right. I'm gonna explain something to the people that have problems with the self-checkouts and the, just get more people to work. Okay. We physically can't. Okay. There was this whole thing that happened and it made things worse, but there was this little thing that happened in 2020. I don't know if you were around for it, but like everybody got to stay at home except for, people in the service industry that were deemed quote unquote essential. And then they realized that they should make, $27 to ring up a cash register. Okay. People don't want to do these jobs.
No.
Okay. They don't want to do manual labor.
I don't want to do them.
It's not a knock on anybody, but the fact of the matter is that society and the way things are going have deemed that these jobs are not desirable, no matter how much you get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't want to tell you how much I make because some of you probably won't talk to me anymore, but I make a decent amount of money and I hate my job.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not good when you're dealing with the general public.
I
and there's
texted
abuse.
I texted a friend of mine the other day, and my text to her was, I said, I don't like it here anymore, and then I had to text back immediately saying, I mean work, not my life.
Yeah,
because she's known my mental state,
Yeah.
In the past. So I had to clarify. No, I mean I don't like it here in this building anymore. And the reason being is because I was front facing the store. I was cleaning everything up, and it's guys there with his wife or girlfriend, and their son, daughter, nephew, cousin. I don't know who the fuck it was, but they're playing with a toy.
daughter, nephew, cousin, probably accurate.
Yeah, and then they just put it down. The dad takes it and puts it down like feet from me. And it was from the aisle behind me, and the wife or girlfriend was like, "Well, aren't you gonna put that back?" And his response was, "No, that's what they're paid to do," and just kept walking. And I'm like, "You fuck!" It took every ounce of my body grab one of the mugs that we sold and whip it at his fucking head, and that's the thing. And I'm putting this out there for everybody to hear. I, as retail employee, you are not better than us. Clean up after your fucking self.
Yeah, and but back to the whole self-checkout thing. So it's a problem when as any kind of company, you have to pay for labor. Okay, labor is an intensive thing. People want better salaries by all rights. Okay, but companies still have bottom lines. There are still things that need to be done to keep the lights on, to keep the orders coming. Okay, labor is a big part of it, but it's not the only part of it. You can't run a business just to pay the bottom line. The business has to make a profit, otherwise it's not a business. Okay,
just a biz.
That if you want to get paid by your labor and the sweat of your brow, just go be a farmer. Okay. For yourself, don't sell your product, just make your own food and sew your own clothing and do all that stuff. There's many levels to it. It's not just the bag of Cookie Crisps that you find at the shopping center and then you buy that and you wonder why it's $7. Well, it's $7 because not only are we paying the employees off of that product, but the people that manufacture that product, the people that deliver that product, all that one product that costs you $7 that you're complaining about has to go and stretch to pay for everybody else's labor. So with people wanting higher salaries, which they should get higher salaries because it's not the business's problem, it's the government's problem, and they make everything too expensive to live anymore. But you have these things. Less people want to do them. You still have to make a profit. So how do you do things? You find certain ways to cut corners. There is a McDonald's. Okay, I don't remember what state it's in. It is 100% automated.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw it.
They have, and I was talking with my brother-in-law about this, and he's like, I said, honest to God, within the next 5 to 10 years, a lot of these retail places, like these fast food places, things like that, it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of the service industry stuff was 100% automated. And he goes, well, why? I said, because it's getting too expensive to pay the people who also don't want to do the work. Okay. Because you have them and they want, $25 an hour. But then when it comes time to work, they sit on their phones.
Yeah.
So the object is how do we make more money? I said, you just pay 3 to 4 tech people to make sure that the machinery runs well. And he goes, well, that doesn't seem financially responsible. So then I broke down how many associates I have, the average pay,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went on a yearly. I said, so a guy like that, Nick, he's in IT, and I said, how much would you want for a job like that, to where you are one of, let's say, 3 or 4 people that are do a rotating schedule where you just make sure that, like, what kind of a salary? You're in IT, you kind of get to make your own thing.
Yeah.
Like, what would you say? Like 100,000, 150,000 on the high end? And he goes, probably. Yeah. I said, so, okay. So you get 3, 4 guys and you give them all that same salary. And then I multiplied that, and that's their salary for the year. And it came out to like $600,000 or something, right? For the entire year for labor.
Yeah.
I said, so now let's take it from my angle, where I have 70 associates. Okay. They all make the average, the blended wage rate, which is the highest paid associate, the lowest paid associate, you get the average.
Yeah.
It's $19 an hour. Okay. So let's do that. And they all work, anywhere from 20 to 40 hours a week. So let's take the average of 30. Okay. And then let's multiply that. And then let's go through it all. And it was like $8 million that I spend on labor every year.
Yeah.
Right. As a business, what is more appealing to you?
Just the all automated, 100%.
And look, here's the thing: you work these service jobs, these retail jobs. You don't have to work. You don't want to work weekends. You don't want to work late at night. You don't want to have to do an overnight. You don't want to have to, when somebody calls out, that you got to work harder, or maybe you've got the sniffles, or you went out and drank too much. There's things that are
Jimmy.
there. These, not me. I've missed a day of work in 20 fucking years.
No.
Go fuck yourself.
I'm not saying missing work. I'm saying that you drink too much and go to work the next day.
Yeah, but that's what I do, okay? Because I need the job.
That's how you suffer through the fucking idiots.
That's what
you drink when you get home.
Well, that's someone asked me how do you do it, and I said, well, you either
do coke.
I was like, you become numb to it, or you develop a drinking habit. In my case, it's both.
A little column A, a little column B.
But it depends on how I'm feeling. But no, and that's the thing. Like, and I don't blame people. I don't want to have to clean a toilet. I don't want to have to do these things.
Yeah.
But somebody's got to do it. Okay.
Yeah. So,
or we get rid of it. I would love to go back to the days of old.
Back in the day.
Okay. Like before our time, before our parents' time, maybe our grandparents. I don't know. When like Sunday was just like nothing open. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, it's God's day. We're taking off. We go to church.
There's the voice.
And then that's it. With family time. Let's play football. And it was beautiful.
It was.
It was less war. Science.
Less science.
Retail has caused all the wars in the last 20 years.
But going back to the self-checkout rant,
here's the thing. It's stupid. It's shitty. It's not taking away jobs, okay? And that's the thing. And that's the thing.
I tell people that because they see the self-checkouts, and I'm usually up front helping people out and doing what I have to do up front, because at my store, I'm really in charge of the front half of the store. From candy up to the registers is my world, as they say. And people walk in, I got self-checkouts now. I guess you don't have any employees now. So no, we still have employees. I said, but now they're responsible for other things in the store. So I said, I told my boss when I first got hired, if we get self-checkouts, I'm quitting, because I refuse to fire my employees because we're getting self-checkout. I said, however, once we get self-checkout, if I could keep my employees, I will know I'm firing them because they're not doing their jobs anymore because they don't have the register to hang out in the back of.
And that's the point.
Because that was the big issue. They'd be behind the registers all fucking night, not doing anything. But now they don't have that anymore. So now they stand up front and don't do anything. So,
But you see, and that's the point. It's like I told somebody.
but before you, so real quick before you get off on that, so but some of you're watching the yes and yes for the donation thing, and for
Yeah.
you're aware this is credit card only. So at my store, it is giant blue letters on the top of the register, just card only.
Yeah.
And people still walk up and then they'll walk over to the cash one and leave that one just with their shit on the register still because they
Yeah.
didn't read. But my favorite one the other day was we have so. Have you been in a Five Below yet that has the self checkouts?
I've only been into a Five Below like twice in my life.
Okay, so I'm gonna say no. So on the screen it has.
I bought a Freddy versus Jason DVD for like $3.
Yeah,
it was the greatest purchase of my life.
So on the screen it has start scanning, and it has a giant UPC.
Mhm.
This is press to start, and then on the little counter has the little see-through plexiglass that you put your item on, and it bleeps, and you put it in the bag. I'm sitting up front, and I see a woman at the screen scanning the giant UPC.
Yeah.
Repeatedly. And I'm sitting there and I'm looking at her, I'm like, is she trying to scan her thing? And she's just going like this. So I walked over and I grabbed something else from her basket and I went, and I put it down and I just walked away. I could have sat there and stared for 10 more minutes watching her struggle, but I had shit to do. But rather than go, it's right here, ma'am, that'd be too easy. I wanted to look at it. I just want to walk over and go, dumbass, and just hit the fuck.
Was she older or was she?
No, she was like in her fucking 40s.
Okay, so and you know what the scary part is these people vote.
I know. You know what I need? You know what I need? I need in that store. I need Eli. I need Eli Drake's dummy button from TNA. So whenever everybody comes to the store, it's an idiot, just dummy, yeah. And it's every time every idiot that comes in the front door of the store. Yesterday I was in Morristown.
You're gonna get fired for talking about all this stuff.
I say all the fucking time. All the time. I tell customers that I don't tell they're idiots, but they know I think they're idiots. And so is my boss.
It's poor customer service.
So
listen, Hugh.
I was in the Morristown store yesterday. I grabbed some stuff, and I'm in the front of the store, and I'm not. I don't work at that store anymore. I'm in Delran now, and so looking in the back of the store, and there's just 4 adults, teenagers but grown, and we have these foam swords that we sell. And there's a sword fight in the back of the fucking store, knocking shit off the fucking shelves and the whole nine. I looked at the manager there. I was like, Zach. He's like, what? I was like, sword fight happened in the back of the store. So he walks to the back. And I see him. It's like, and stop. So he walks back in front again. And then they just grabbed the soccer ball and walked out with it. And then walked to the back. And they just dropped the swords in the fucking ground and walked out. I'm like,
and that's what they do, man. And that's
that's
the insanity.
Holes.
That's the insanity of it.
Like you wonder why, and sincerely, this is why
people don't want to work these jobs too.
Yeah, and aside from that, it's also why I remember hearing from the and I was one of them. Go to Walmart. Where the fuck's all the cashiers at? Why is it just the self checkout? It's a giant line. Why is nobody open? And now I have self checkout in my store. I'm like, oh, this is why. It makes it easier because I'm going to deal with these idiots all day long. I got to deal with them for maybe 5-10 minutes, and I can walk away and do what else I got to do.
Yeah.
But I was when it first happened. But I will admit, somebody got me to laugh because I've heard constantly. I'm sure anybody who works anywhere has self checkout has heard is I didn't know I was getting paid to be my own cashier, and the tired fucking joke you hear all the time. So somebody got me the other day because I wasn't expecting it. They couldn't figure out how to get to the pay screen, even though there's a giant blue button that says pay. They couldn't see it. And
maybe they're colorblind. And
well, it's the giant button says pay. So whether colorblind or not, it still fucking says pay.
Well, if the color's blue and like the other one's green, maybe they can't see the
It's blue and white.
Yeah, maybe they can't see blue and white.
Maybe not.
It's just all gray.
Yeah, it's just a thing. So they're sitting there, and before I could help them out, the lady's like, "You gotta hit this button right here," and she goes, "I'm sorry, I missed training." And I guess I was just in a good mood, and it caught me at just the right moment. I was just like, "Fuck, man, I didn't want to laugh at that, but you got me, son of a bitch," and I just walked away. But I mean, it's all day.
It's a thing, you know.
You see the post on Facebook I saw one the other day with somebody, well, and I 100% get it to an extent. The people are like, hey, Walmart, whatever, Target, blah, blah, blah. If you don't trust me to ring up my own shit, open your register back up again. And I a little bit, I understand that because I work where self checkout is. I don't trust people. If my associates aren't up there, which is the problem, is wander away and do other stuff and don't watch people ringing up. I don't know who's walking out with what. But it's like, hire more cashiers. It's like, yeah,
But we can't.
but we're not able to. So we have to be able to trust you. But unfortunately, when you're walking out with a giant thing that has no bag, let me see your receipt, because I don't know if you fucking riding that shit up or not.
Yeah.
And the problem is they've been doing that forever.
Oh, 100%.
It wasn't a new thing. It didn't just start with self checkout. So
No.
they're checking receipts on big items.
Yeah, all the time.
Forever. But now people are going to bitch about it because we don't trust. No, we don't trust you.
No,
100%. You're untrustworthy.
Because if there was no theft, but there's theft. And then that's the thing too. Like, people don't seem to realize that. And again, like
in my store, theft, the highest thing is $20.
So one of the funny things is, so I actually was talking with a higher up in our company, and we were talking about the self-checkout things and everything else, and we had talked about shrink numbers, and I said how they've gone up considerably, not to the point where they need to remove them, but it's one of those things, because in most retail scenarios and things, the golden rule is to not engage. Your life is not worth that $4 soccer ball.
No.
Well,
but that was a thing that someone was saying on Facebook that said that it was at Michael's, I think, in Morristown, one of the stores.
Yeah.
A woman said, I just saw somebody walk out with a shopping cart full of stuff and nobody did anything.
Yeah.
And people were in the comments like, yeah, we don't want to. No hourly pay.
Nobody
is worth the possible health damage that will happen for stopping somebody. Now, if I see them get in their car, I'll take a picture of the license plate number and take a picture of the damage they're walking out, security footage, whatever, and call the cops. But
you don't engage them.
No company is going to tell you stop anybody trying to steal.
No, but
unless you see them drop it in the bag.
But then at most you can say is, hey, are you going to pay for that? And then the best parts are like when they go, well, I did. And no, I literally just watched you put that in your pocket. No.
There was an incident a couple months ago with my boss.
I bought this last week. I'm like, dude, you just took it out of the fridge.
There's an incident around Good Friday, I believe it was. And this guy came in my store. He came in a bunch of times, actually. And I kept telling my boss, I think he's stealing shit. Because he walked in with his jacket like unzipped and walk out with his jacket zipped. And I'm like, that's suspicious. So he came in one day, and I'm walking to the back of the store, and I see my boss holding out one of our blue baskets that we have, and is holding it out, and the guy's just emptying charger, power bank, phone cube, and he's just holding the fucking basket out.
Yeah.
And then once he was done, get the fuck out of my store! Don't come back here again. So we haven't seen him in like weeks. He came in this past weekend, and the moment he walked in, I'm like, I recognize that dude. So I called my cashier up because she was in the back. So I was like, hey, come up front. I'm watching somebody. So she ran in front. I was in the back, and I was moving some stuff on the shelves, and just kept my eyes on this dude. And I think he caught wind that I was watching him because he just walked out of the store and hasn't come back yet. But I told my boss, I was like, yeah, that guy came back. They kicked out for stealing shit. He's like, oh, I hope he comes back when I'm here again.
And it is one of those things too. And weird part about it too is that companies are under the impression that there isn't a lot of shrink. They think that the amount, like something like a Walmart where you would have higher shrink.
The best part about that is that 5 years ago, I would have no fucking clue that word meant. And now I do.
I get that. But most companies think that shrink is relatively, it's a part of doing business. You're going to have theft. They think that 90% of all theft is internal theft, and that they don't think that people steal.
Yeah.
And to a point, I mean, I guess you look at the bottom line. If you're a business that does $1 million a week in sales and you lose $3,000 in theft, it's marginal.
Yeah.
But the problem becomes when you have these things like these self-checkouts and you trust people to do it, that number is going to get higher because
like we have an inventory in our store starting next month. I can't wait until I see what the shrink is.
Most people are honest to a point.
Yeah.
They're honest and they do things because they're afraid of being caught.
When you have bags up front,
when there's opportunity,
and they can buy the bag, and also they're scanning stuff. Also, they have 3 things: scan 1, drop 1, and drop 2 in the bag, and then.
So the best way to do this, and I think this is what we need to do. Maybe we should talk with Elon Musk, and we should try to get this rolling because he's a crazy billionaire. Like he's essentially Bruce Wayne. Like it would not surprise me.
He's going to box Mark Zuckerberg.
So I've got this idea. We should probably get in touch with him so that he can patent it. Or we could do Papa Bezos and we could talk to him. What we should do is, how they've got the anti-theft devices that beep if you walk out with a tagged item. So we change that from a beep to a small electrical shock. And when I mean small, right? Like what is the highest you could go
without killing somebody?
Without killing someone, like like a non-lethal taser.
You're supposed to see him walk out and just walk out of the store and just drop to the ground.
Yeah, that would solve everybody's problems because then we can trust you.
Yeah.
Again, because you don't want to get shocked.
Very true.
The problem would
just have it be. So here's how you do it. You actually have.
But then you would actually have to eliminate the self checkouts because if you were one of those clothing stores where it's got the thing where you got to remove the tags and people just, I can't fucking do that shit. The next thing you know, I'm like laid up in a hospital because or the cashiers will need something higher than I don't know. They would need at least a high school diploma because they need to be able to read simple sentences now.
Yeah.
Because most people can't.
It's funny because it's true.
They would need to be able to, because that would be responsible. But I think that would listen. I'm all about it. But people I have school teacher friends and they tell me that the kids are up, and I'm like, just fucking tase them, okay? Like I'm telling you, one time. It's all you don't even need to do it to the entire class. You just hit that one big uppity motherfucker right in the jugular, okay? And you might kill him, but you'll definitely send a message, okay? And you just do that. And then all your problems are solved. I guarantee you everybody will get in line.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. It's like the kid that burns his hand on the stove. All right. If you keep going, no, Timmy, don't touch the stove. It's going to burn you. And then Timmy keeps trying to touch the stove when it's on. You're like, fuck, Timmy, why are you so stupid? Well, the reason Timmy's stupid is because you're not letting him put his hand on the stove.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It's worth the ER visit if we never have to worry about Timmy again.
There's a great bit by Christopher Titus in his first special, Norman Rockwell's Bleeding, where he talks about that. He talks about the joke is that women suck at raising kids. And he's like, here's why. He's like, if you're a mom sees a kid putting a penny in a light socket, they walk over and smack their hand. And go, no, you don't do that. So that kid's 5 getting smacked in the hand is no big deal. He's like, father sees the same kid putting a penny in a light socket and goes, no, wait. Go on.
Yeah.
And then it's just... not going to do that again, are you?
And that's the thing. So I honestly think what we should do is we should petition this. We should try to get this going.
So, but here's the thing, though. Logistically speaking, you need to actually have a relatively smaller shock than the highest before killing somebody, because, like you said, if it's a retail store that has the tags got to take off. If you forget to take the tags off and they have a bag of like 8 things that have tags on them, you're murdering somebody.
Well, no, not the shock doesn't go in intensity for how many items you're trying to steal. But it's just like it senses the thing that you didn't pay for your shit, and then it just.
Oh, okay, I get it then.
It doesn't like, oh my god, this guy stole 5 things, so he's gonna get fucking nuked. No, it's not like that. All right, it's but instead of the beeps, it just does the thing. You would probably yeah, like then you wouldn't need cashiers anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you would
Because you can
just-
trust everybody.
you could trust everyone.
Like, yo, man, Five Below is zapping people who fucking steal
And
shit.
that's the thing. And like your dude with the Chargers would never come back again
Well, yeah, he's like 85 years old. He would die.
because the threat of the pain.
Yeah.
You know, or if you don't want to go the pain route, like if you don't want to, you know, zap somebody.
I definitely do though, because
it would be fun.
some deserve it.
Yeah, but then you'd see you'd find people that would like do it and they would try to get away by running through the sensor thing with someone that paid for their shit, so that they both get zapped, and then you have this whole thing.
Matter of fact, actually, no, this would be a problem. Actually, I'm gonna tell you why.
But here we go.
Here's why it'd be a
Instead
problem.
of the shock, what if they get sprayed by a skunk?
Just lowers down from the ceiling.
Yeah, right in the face.
So here's the problem, and here's the issue with your idea about shocking motherfuckers. Here's the problem with that.
Listen, man, some
So-
motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
So I know
Nobody got that reference.
with how
Please
that
tell me somebody got that reference.
with how that works is, especially with retail, we have to put the tags on ourselves.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I know me. There was some little fucking shitbag kid running through my store, and I was grab one of those tags, walk past him, and stick it on the back of his
but
shirt.
You see, you can't do that.
Or like, "What's up, buddy? How are you?" Pat him on the back and walk away.
You're not allowed to do that.
And just
though.
sit back and just be like,
There's
no,
a
just
social contract.
No, wait. And just wait for him to walk through. And like,
There's a social contract that must be upheld.
is
Okay,
there though?
you are an essential worker, Lynn Creighton. Okay,
I'm a retail worker.
You did not. We did not get off during the pandemic
We didn't know.
because we were essential. It wasn't the highest paid, most respected, most responsible jobs for the safety and security of the American public. No, it was the motherfuckers at McDonald's and Wawa's and Chick-fil-A's that had to go to work every goddamn day because, you know, you couldn't go without your Domino's pizza.
Yeah.
All right. The lowest paid jobs were the essential. So apparently in the society that we live in, okay, the government, the ones that are responsible to run the country and make sure we're all safe and sound in our beds and keep hating each other, you know, they could take just like, no, we got to stay inside. Nope, nothing we can do. We can't hold session. But little fucking Johnny, the grocery bagger, that motherfucker better be in work today.
Yeah.
You know, he makes $10 an hour and, you know, lives in his mom's basement.
When I, but
They're the that's how fucked up the country is. That, you know, like that's why nobody wants to do these jobs, because the next time there's a pandemic, they're like, fuck, I don't want to go to work anymore.
yeah. So before we hop off the show here,
Next one, real quick. The next one I will do, it's going to be the top 10 found footage horror films of all time.
okay.
And it's a really interesting list, talking about a series that is near and dear to my heart, which is Bad Ben.
I swear to God, man, like your list is your list, 100%. But if I see Book of Shadows or Blair Witch Project,
Well, the Blair Witch Project has to be on there. It is the one that literally started.
That's
the found
very true,
footage.
yeah. so but
Book
yeah,
of Shadows was not found footage.
it wasn't.
No, it was a real movie. They had music. Although Diary of the Dead, which was the Romero movie,
Yeah.
that was after Land of the Dead,
Yes,
where
yes,
he
yes.
tried his hand in a found footage horror film, also had music.
I can't remember.
And there was a scene where the zombie passed the guy with the camera and attacked the friend that was in front of him, because Romero forgot that the cameraman was a character. Okay. So that movie will not be appearing on the list.
but I gotta ask, because you know
The best part about that movie was the Amish guy.
it's different realms of the retail world that we both work in. But
I work for an IT company. I know what you're talking about.
So at your IT company,
Yeah.
At your iced tea company.
No, it's IT.
Sorry, IT company.
Yeah, it's it stands for intense training. That's all we do.
It's intense training.
It's intense
It's
training.
Ninja Warrior training.
It's just all we do is we just train all day.
What's the highest theft item?
The highest theft item?
Yeah.
I mean, Red Bull.
I can see that.
Actually, Red Bull's not that. I mean, company wide.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not like food's a bad one. I see. I got motherfuckers that don't know how to count bacon. So again, I get a little. They're like, we just grab a handful, and I'm like, no, this shit's expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, $300 short on bacon every 2 weeks.
And
That's 3 cases of bacon. So a case of bacon is $100, and I'm $300 to $400 short consistently every 2 weeks. So that means that there's like 3 or 4 cases of bacon that just go out the fucking window. Right? I will tell you this. So I did have one guy, and I almost let him go because of how amazing it was. Like he stuffed like pack of bacon, like a retail pack of bacon,
yeah.
eggs, and a half gallon of milk in his pants. And he tried to walk out the store. And I was in awe. Like it wasn't even well hidden, right? So like I confronted you, and when he went to take it out, the eggs broke. I was just like, bro, I feel bad.
One of the I mean, where I am now is like $20 is like the 25 $25 is the highest.
Cell phone chargers, I would assume.
Yeah, cell phone chargers are but where we're previous to this which was Advanced Auto Parts.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously
mufflers,
a bunch of shit is so a lot was behind the counters. People couldn't get back.
Probably
there.
Air freshener at AutoZone, right? Because it's just right there by the door.
Yeah, so the air fresheners are the highest stuff.
Was it really?
Well, I mean, air fresheners was stuff to the lot. Headlight bulbs, taillight bulbs, turn signals.
I'd see, and I don't understand because half people don't know how to fucking install that shit on their own.
Well, the problem is they look up a line. Oh, I need a 941B, and they come grab it, and it'd be the wrong fucking one. And they come walking in. No, I'm at a receipt. Can I exchange this? I'm like, I need your receipt. Yeah, but I just bought it the other day. I was here the other day. I didn't see you. I went to another store. Well, just go buy another one. We can't do return without a receipt. That sucks. But the one guy that had the balls going back to the eggs, milk, bacon guy.
Like impressive. I almost wanted to say, dude, take the bacon.
I was in the back of the store pulling some stuff from the back stock to put on the floor, and I get my job now. We have walkie-talkies. So we walk. Hey, I think somebody's stealing shit, and then I'll be able to walk up front. So my phone's ringing, and my
Do you
cashier.
wonder why they're called walkie-talkies and not talkie-walkies?
I have no idea. And the she calls me and she's like, I think somebody stole something from the store. Can you watch the cameras? I was like, sure, whatever. Probably be fucking headlight bulbs or one of the other dozen things that get stolen from the store on a daily basis. So I walk to the back, I'm watching the camera. I see her at the front counter helping somebody out. I see this guy walk in. She acknowledged, welcome to Advanced Auto Parts. He walks around the store at a camera view, but no one knows where the blind spot is for our cameras in that store because we don't have screens.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other stores have screens that kind of show you where the blind spot is. Like you fucking morons. So walks to the back of the store. She leaves to go help this guy. The guy she was help him find the right thing for his car. She leaves, and this dude walks out the front door with one of those like mechanic size jump boxes on his shoulder.
Good for him.
And just out the door. And yeah, part of me was like, dude, the balls.
Good for him.
Bravo for having the nuts to just walk the fuck out. And I watched it like 3 or 4 times. I'm like, holy shit! Like you just peace.
Hey man,
and out the door you went.
Got it like that.
And when he walked down, he's because advanced we have the aisles that go down. Yeah. They have all the rotors and whatnot. And he's just walking. He's looking down every one, making sure nobody was down there that would stop him. Or if he saw anybody, oh, I'm gonna pay for this, and put it down, and then my car got declined. I'll be back in a little while. Then he leave.
Yeah,
but he's walking down, don't see anybody. All right, out the door he went, and he parked his car right in a spot where I couldn't see it, and drove out the back entrance to the store.
Good for him.
So I had to call the stores, be like, hey, if someone tries to return one of these jump boxes without a receipt, don't return it for him. He's walked out of the fucking store with it.
Yeah,
they're like, what? I'm like,
ballsy thing would be if he came back the next day and tried to return it. That would be just like, you are a god.
Like, hey, so quick question for you, sir. The gentleman here on this screen walking out with that exact same thing
That's you, right?
that looks just like you.
That's you, right?
It's-
That's you.
but yeah, the balls just walk in and
Good
be
for
like,
him.
peace out. It was a small. I was just like, fuck. Good job. It was like $285 jump box. The next day I go in and my boss has zip tied the remaining 2 jump boxes to the fixture.
I think he told me this. So I did have the craziest like super theft.
Yes, child.
Though was
What's up? I'm leaving here in a few minutes.
This is very unprofessional.
1:30. Why?
Anyway.
Okay, that works.
All
right, bye.
The craziest theft
car
I'd ever witnessed. Hopefully, this is why we shouldn't do live shows. This is why this shit needs to be edited.
That was the child calling.
So, like the craziest theft that ever happened in any of the stores that I worked in actually was these guys came in with the cab of a pickup truck, like the cab of an 18-wheeler, right? So it was just the cab. It didn't have anything attached. They parked on the side of the building. They you could watch them on the camera. They rolled a blunt. They smoked up in the parking lot, and then they went. The one guy got out, did something in the back, and then they drove up to get gas, and they got $200 worth of diesel fuel, and then just left. Right. So I'm looking, and our cameras are okay, so we can kind of make out license plates. Turns out what he did in the back was he took off their license plates to steal the gas. So we called the police anyway. Come to find out, not only did they steal the $200 worth of gas, right, but they also stole the fucking truck. So, like, wow.
That is... Oh my god. Well, on that note, I think any store's going to top that one. That was fucking great. So we will have no show next week. I'm going to a wedding.
Oh, who's getting married?
My girlfriend's best friend. She's getting married Saturday. So we won't be on a show next week, but we'll be back the following week, which will be the first weekend. No, last weekend of this month.
Maybe I'll be here. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe you'll be here with the 10 count. Maybe we'll have the rest of the podcast crew here.
If not, maybe I'll just post it on the internet.
Yeah, you could,
somewhere.
And we'll talk about make fun of you on the show if you aren't here.
That's fine.
But my friends, we will see you guys later. Be safe. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. If you're going out this weekend, don't pay attention to your weather apps. It's going to tell you it's going to rain all day. It's not going to rain all day. If you want the truth about that, follow our friend Nourisher Nick on Facebook and download his Norcast app. If you want honest weather stuff without all the BS clickbait headlines, tomorrow's going to suck though. So if you have any plans for tomorrow, do it today instead and hang out tomorrow. It's going to be kind of rainy and shitty tomorrow. But be safe, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Bye.